Alright guys, we are back, and apparently we have the update notification already for the next version update. I don't even know why this is here so early, because typically they at least wait for the end of month banner. We're getting the trailer for that later tonight, but yeah, this is way early of a drop for this, so why don't we go ahead and take a look at it, see what's up here. Okay, so it looks like they're adding a new feature here called Skill Search. If a skill search is performed after selecting a hero for the inheritance slot, when inheriting a skill, only skills that hero can equip will be displayed. Okay, I guess that makes it a little bit more easier to visualize which skills you can inherit. Not a bad change, just some minor quality of life stuff. The feature can be used by selecting skill search on the bottom right of inherit skill screen under ally growth. Okay. Alright, sure. Wow, they sure have a lot to say about this. If a hero is not selected for the inheritance slot, all skills held by heroes in your barracks will be displayed. Alright, whatever. Okay, Divine Vein display will be changeable. Thank God. Dude, it is impossible to see anything on the map when there's so many terrains. Like, the Corin Ring sets up ice tiles and vein tiles all on the same row. And then there's Divine Vein Haze, which is so obnoxious you can't even see anything. So, an option to make these visually not as obtrusive as they are to the actual map would be really good. So, except for ice, all the other terrains are... Why except for ice? Why not have ice do that as well? Why does ice get to obstruct my view, but everything else can't? I mean, it's so... Like, what they did here, you can see the little icon for the Divine Vein greens right on the tile where it's supposed to be. Why can't they do that for the ice tiles, too? Do we really need to see this big chunk of ice? All right, and then... Oh, okay, there you go. So the simple display, you will not be seeing anything. So I guess I complained a little too soon there. All right, good on you, Insys. Very, very needed change there. Okay, we're getting remixes as well. So we have one for Medius over here. And then we also have one for Legendary Female Shez. Wow, this guy has a lot of words going on. So Medius is getting his, and he's getting Assured Rebirth Plus as his B skill. At start of player phase or enemy phase, inflicts attack, defense, and res -7, frozen, and sabotage on the closest foes, and foes in 2 spaces of them through the next actions. Inflicts attack, defense, and res -5 on the foe. Inflicts guard on the foe per attack. Unit makes a guaranteed follow-up. Deals damage equal to 20% of res, excluding on AoEs. Reduce damage from foes' attacks by 20% of res. And grant special cooldown count -2 to unit before the foe's first attack. Alright, pretty solid if you're giving him something like Dragon Flame or Ice Wall or Flame Wall or something like that. He can just get to it quicker and get the DR quicker. Then also reduce damage from attacks during combat and from AoEs by a percentage equal to the number of staff or dragon allies in 3 spaces a unit times 20. And also, if unit's res is better than the foe's res, difference between stats times 4, with a max of 40% and a total max of 60%. Yeah, I don't think that's changed very much. He already had something very similar to that. Alright, then we have Frozen and Sabotage just getting explained there, and he's picking up Firm, Canto, Curb. Would have liked it if they gave him something completely different, though, honestly. Like, maybe something for support like Barricade, even though you're probably going to want to give this guy the Corin Ring. He seems like a good unit to give that to, because he's just going to stand there doing On Guard. That's like his main role. And On Guard is something that's very important to have right now, considering how good the Bolt Tower is again, and also how good the new Grommel is. It would be nice to have some ways to actually use On Guard. So, yeah, it makes sense that they're doing his remix now. But, yeah, I would have liked something a little better than Firm Canto Curb. Okay, then we have Legendary Shez. So, Swift Slice 2, at the start of player phase or enemy phase, if unit is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants dodge and neutralize foes' bonuses during combat to unit and allies in 2 spaces. If unit initiates combat or is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants all stats of 9 to unit. Reduce damage from foes' attacks by 7. Neutralize effects that inflict guard on unit. And reduce the percentage of foes' non-special DR by half. Okay. And then if unit initiates combat against a non-dragon or non-beast infantry foe and unit speed is better than the foe's speed plus 20, then you get effective against all weapon types during combat. Otherwise, if unit initiates combat and speed is better than the foe's speed plus 5, then you get effective against all weapon types during combat. So yeah, they added the damage reduction piercing there. They added 7 flat DR on the enemy's first attacks. Or not first attack, just all their attacks. And they added the dodge support and the neutralize enemy bonus support. I can't remember if she nullified guard already, but that is a nice thing to give her because she's a brave attack unit, so just letting her get to her specials faster is always good. And then her new B skill is Seal Speed and Defense 3. Wow. That is really disgraceful. Okay, so now we also have the limited time ephemera manuals that we're getting. So we have 5-star Ninja Camilla and then Ninja Celsius. They don't really have anything good anymore. Like, those would be the skills you would just run on your budget build units, whatever you've got. Like, if you're building Grommel and you don't have anything to give them, then the ephemera codes that they give out monthly, you'd probably want to give those types of skills as your budget build to those characters. All right, then for the 4 stars, we've got Crom, we got Frederick, we have the Bride Lana, and then we have Boris, and we also have Kath. So yeah, Bride Lana, pretty good weapon from her for inheritance for your other staff types, or just a decent unit to merge up. All right, these are going to be the rest of the refines. So we have Constance, we have Kaiser, we got Benny, then we got Valentine, Gustav, and then we have Zeke. Huh. I wonder what Gustav is going to get. Yeah, he was the unit that introduced save for Nier, right? Because he came out with Nier save and then Henriette had far save. So that was the very first banner to introduce save skills. Hopefully they give him something nice. Would be pretty cool to dust off Valentine Gustav once again. And then Benny is interesting. He is a demoted character. I actually have him at plus 10, and I never got to use him. Because as soon as I got him to plus 10, they raised the score cap again for Arena. So, yeah, RIP me for wasting feathers on him. So maybe they'll give him something good that I could actually use him for once, which would be nice. Yeah, then Kaiser was an interesting Tempest Trial option. Maybe he'll get something interesting. But yeah, there we go for the refines. We got a new Memento event coming up. Looks like Alphonse is actually by himself. Where is Kieran? Aren't they usually together? Like Alphonse and Kieran, they're usually doing all the Memento events together. Unless Kieran is hiding in the bushes somewhere. Alright, so then we have Aether Raids updates. We're getting the Bolt Tower leveled up to level 14. Yet again, I always ask this, why not the Hex Trap? Like, literally the one and only structure at this point that could use an upgrade. That's the only one we're not going to upgrade, right? Alright, smooth move, Insys. Alright, then we're getting 2 tracks added to the concert hall. A Grave Fate from Path of Radiance, and then Nina, Forlorn Princess from Shadow Dragon. Alright, then also Summoner Duels, we're getting more favor level. And then we're getting 2 characters added to the Grail Shop. We're getting Gladiator Ogma and then Haitaka. Ogma's got a great weapon, the Arena Sword, which, I mean, that's a fantastic weapon to give to any of your sword units if you don't have the more recent Arcane Sword. And then other changes, an issue causing the heads of some hero sprites to appear small in the Memento event Seasickness will be resolved. Oh, I didn't even know that was happening. And then an issue regarding the effect of Grommel Boltax's weapon will be resolved. They mentioned this before, that they actually gave him more effects than they were supposed to. Which, like, what are they thinking with Grommel? Why did he have more effects? I believe he had special acceleration, and then he had one other thing that he wasn't supposed to have. But, like, dude, you think they made him good enough? And he was supposed to be even better? I don't even know, man. Your guess is as good as mine what the hell they were thinking with Grommel. But, yeah, we know that they're going to downgrade any of the effects that he's doing that he wasn't supposed to do in his weapon description. I believe they're just going to take those away. And that's pretty much everything in here. So let me know what you guys think about the update notification. Let me know which one of these refines you're the most excited for. And also, stay tuned for later because we will be covering the end of month banner trailer.